You will not believe the price of this TaylorMade driver. It is now going for more than the brand new Qi10 range of drivers. Now, I'm a huge fan of buying drivers secondhand, buying golf clubs secondhand. I'm also a huge fan of getting the best golf clubs that you can keep in play, that you can hit a long way, and that can potentially save you some money. This one isn't going to save you any money because, as you can see here, it's going for £530, or at least it would do if Dave wouldn't have skied it. Dave, thank you very much for that. But today we're going to talk about this TaylorMade burner mini driver, because this has been my favourite driver for a very, very, very long time. I've loved it. I've loved how you can change the weight around. I've loved the look of it. I've loved that carbon top. The twist face I can kind of take or leave, but it feels phenomenal. It sounds phenomenal. And in this video, we're going to compare it to an everyday 2024 driver. That's as good as I've got as well. Go on, go on. This is the best driver I've ever had and I've ever tested, and I'm not selling it, and see potentially if it is worth the money. Money's an interesting one because can it be worth £530? I'm not so sure. Will TaylorMade release any more of these mini drivers in 2024? That's going to be a really interesting case. But straight away off the bat there, even that was a little bit towy and it felt phenomenal. I love how you can get a really low spin with this driver. I love that you can potentially keep it in play a lot more often than some of the bigger headed drivers. I think a lot of that is down to the length of this shaft. It's obviously a 3-wood length shaft, but when we're in the studio, which you'll see in a few moments time, I could still get kind of ball speeds up towards 160, which is phenomenal. And I think I've kind of learned to hit this driver a lot better the more that I have tested it. And even to shots like this, look at that. That really is awesome, isn't it? Is it worth £530? I'm not so sure, but even some of the world's best players have put this in the bag. Tommy Fleetwood, for example, has this in his bag as well as a driver, and that worked quite well for him in Dubai when he claimed his a lot title. Was it his third or fourth, Chris? It was Tommy's won a lot, hasn't he? Let's see if we can send another one down here. Then we're going to jump in the studio. We're going to look at numbers against a low spin driver and see if potentially TaylorMade should release another one of these. And if they would you spend the money on it? It looks so good. It feels so good. And it flies even better. Guys, let's jump in the studio. Let's see just how this TaylorMade burner mini driver does compare. I love it a lot. And you see, the really interesting thing about this club for me is it's almost become a little bit of a folklore club. It's almost become a club, look at that, it's a 260 carry, running up to 270. We all know I carry my driver around 270 to 275. Ball speed 158, nearly 160 ball speed, spinning at around 2,500. If you can get hold of one of these, I would never say pay the price that people are asking for on the internet, £400, but I really do feel like look at that go. It's exactly the same. Like that's nearly 280 yards. I feel like TaylorMade need to come out with another one of these because they're just so good, but I would beg TaylorMade not to make it such a limited run like they have done here. I love the fact you can change these weights around. You can see here we have the heavy weight in the front and the lighter weight in the back. You can also see we have a Dave special, which we've probably mentioned it in the video already, but this one isn't worth £400 anymore because I'll let a Leeds fan have a go with it. So there you go, he probably did it on purpose. But why don't more people use these? Why don't I use it, to be honest? Because looking at this, I just don't seem to miss. I bet Chris can't believe what he's seeing here. No. Look at that go. That's pretty much my normal driver numbers. Guys, I'm going to get 158 ball speed again. I'm going to get Chris's Cobra driver out in a second. That's a low spin driver. It is the new dark speed model. Actually mine, I don't know why I said it was Chris's, but anyway. And we're going to see if how far I can get past it with it, because with driver at the moment, I'm sometimes very good. I can sometimes stand there, I can hit it okay, I can nearly get up with people like Chris who hit it a long way. But if I don't hit it, you probably saw my driver testing the other day where whoever was in that balcony on the left, I feel really sorry for them, but They couldn't enjoy the breakfast because they just kept getting TP5 picks straight into the port. They're not portaloos. That's hospitality, Chris, I think you'll find. But you have days like today with this club where, and Chris will vouch for me, that first shot that we hit, we've done a warm-up today anyway because I've already filmed a load of videos, but the first shot that I hit was going to be a little bit of a sounder, a little bit of a tester, just to see how you're going to hit this club, because I think when you test any club, especially when we're giving numbers for you guys like we are today, you just have to feel it out a little bit. Chris stood on my forehand there. You have to feel it out a little bit and you have to kind of get your swing with it. We're also going to test the tee height with this club, and I've kept it quite high. I feel like I hover the driver anyway, so if I hit it on the up, you can see that we're getting really low spin with this club, but we're not sacrificing. Oh, that's the one I didn't want. It was always going to happen though. Let's see how it performs on a particularly bad miss hit. You can see it's gone 220. It's 220, isn't it? 230 total. Ball speed massively down because I hit that one there, but it's still in play. I'm quite glad I've hit that now because I don't feel like this is going to be the perfect test where I have to put myself under loads of pressure to keep hitting it. If I would have hit a normal driver that badly, it would have gone further. It would have maybe carried around 250, but it would have gone further right. It would have probably have been in the trees. I can't believe how well this has potentially been going, to be brutally honest with you. Like, they're lovely high rainbow ball flights as well, aren't they? And they're just time after time pitching up there around 250. The one that went further than that, the one that pitched like 268, I couldn't quite believe it, to be honest, but we're consistently getting ball speed in the 250s. That one's going to be massive. That one's going to be the longest one. Check this out. Go on. Go on. 267 carry, and that's running up to the 300 yard mark. 1600 spin, 157 ball speed. This really is, I mean, you can sort of see why people are charging what they're charging, because it's that good. And if TaylorMade do bring out another mini driver, which I hope they do, or I don't know, because this is so good. Re-release this one, TaylorMade. Please, re-release it. Keep it at the price it was. Maybe even make it a little bit cheaper for people. Who knows? You might sell more of them, but keep the technology in this. Twist face, I'm not really that bothered about, but the movable weight technology has been a game changer with this mini driver. Right, because we're going to go after this. Can we get this past 270 carry? That's as good as I've got as well. I mean, that's one that you're never going to try that on the course. But check that out. Oh, go on, go on, go on. Oh. 161 ball, 1500 spin. This is the best driver I've ever had and I've ever tested, and I'm not selling it even for 450 quid. Unless you want to give me an offer in the comments below. This is your driver, Chris. Driver of choice for the year. I think that okay. I think that a little bit toey. I feel like it's going to be up there. Landing a little bit higher, 264. Wasn't the best shot that I've hit. Ball speed 161. So ball speed, much easier to get up there, primarily because of the shaft length, realistically. Spin was a little bit higher on that one. It was 3-1. Out on the golf course, what would you rather have? That one should be better. That one's a really low penetrating one. And you can see it is sort of a little bit easier to carry past that. That's pretty much identical numbers, to be honest, as the one that I absolutely ripped with the mini driver, and that's only 2 shots in. That's not kind of losing my balance and really, really trying with it. But I can really see that's the one I was on about. That's the one that exactly the same as the bad one. It's carrying at 250, but it's in the fence. 161 ball again though, so you're still getting that ball speed, but the spin rate, it's the spin rate that gets me when I misstrike it really. Right, last one. I think I've proved the point here. And this one's going 300. Oh, I've cut across that one. It's in play, but that one's spinning up really, really high. And that's the one in the poor person's patio. Let's get back outside. So really, really fantastic numbers there with this mini driver. And like I said, I'm not too sure on the price of them on the second-hand market. I think obviously the fact that they are a limited run massively helps that. The fact they're actually charging more for this than the Qi10 does just go to show potentially when big brands do just ship out lots and lots of the same product, how it just gets diluted down. And when they release something that's actually really, really good and a little bit game-changing, it can hold its value or even go up in value, which we don't hear much about with golf clubs at all, do we? So we're going to finish out here on, well, the fairway, because this for me is where the party piece of the mini driver really comes into its own. You can't do this realistically with a standard 9-degree driver. You can try, but generally you are going to start to see better results with a 3-wood. This is where you can hit this, you can start to see good shots, and you can, this is 13.5 degrees, set down to 11. I think the standard 11-degree ones are actually worth more on the resale market as well. So if people are interested in that, if you can get an 11-degree one, I believe they actually have one in the pro shop here at Woolly Park Golf Club. So if you want to ring John or Mevsy or even Emily and just say, I want that mini driver, and then you don't win it or anything, but you can potentially buy it if it's still here. So we're a long way out here, and I don't know why, but the seniors are walking towards my green instead of the party piece. Look at that. That is all over it. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you've watched it.